Congratulations, nursing graduates of 2020. You came, you saw, you conquered. You worked hard and you excelled. We know this is not what you envisioned for nursing school or the future of nursing beyond. This is a time filled with uncertainty. Everything we knew about school and healthcare has been turned upside down and is spinning on its head. Believe me, we understand. Here's the catch though. We constantly talk about this dynamic and constantly changing situation. What we thought we knew about the virus has changed several times over. The things we've clung to as absolute for nursing school, for education, for work, they've all evolved and they've all changed. So here's the thing. When have we really had certainty? When have we really had certainty? Certainly things have felt more predictable and we felt more sure of things. We've gotten into the habit of every day going off to class, to lab, to clinical. We go off to work, socialize with our friends, hang out with our families. But was it ever really certain? Did we really know for sure that life wouldn't change? Those of us who've lived through life's trials and tribulations know all too well how quickly things can change. Those of us who've experienced illness, accidents, death, know that in the blink of an eye, things can change. We've never really had certainty. Once we acknowledge that, it frees us. We no longer spend time thinking that we're in control of everything. We accept that God, karma, fate, destiny, Mother Nature, the universe, some higher power, some force is who's really in charge. We recognize that life is a gift, a precious gift that we must appreciate every day. So what are we appreciating? We'll start out by talking about your nursing faculty and staff. The faculty and staff are working harder than ever to support you. In addition to taking care of all the things in their lives, they've worked hard to make this seamless for you and to ensure the quality education and experience that you know. So please join me in thanking our talented faculty and staff. We also know that each of you didn't get to this place in your life alone. We've all had parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, grandmothers, cousins, spouses, children, loved ones, friends, multiple loved ones who form our village. Those are the people who've been there for us and support us through all of this. Graduates, please join me in thanking your chief supporters. And our biggest act of gratitude is for you. Today we appreciate you, the UNLV School of Nursing graduates of 2020. You are the bright, talented nurses, leaders, and scholars. You are the ones who will work to solve the problems affecting patients, healthcare systems, and society. We have faith in you, and we believe in you. You've had a front row seat to see how healthcare systems and providers respond to crisis situations. May you use that information throughout your nursing career. You've also become increasingly savvy in using virtual platforms, which is a valuable skill in healthcare. You've honed assessment skills such as listening and observations through this crisis. May that fare you well. You've also developed a heightened appreciation and awareness of the problems and possible solutions associated with the populations we serve. You've witnessed health inequities and have the knowledge and skills to eradicate health disparities. You've demonstrated your ability to adapt and thrive in uncomfortable and unknown environments and situations. And finally, you are contributing to the nation's front line during the most important, far-reaching health crisis of our lifetimes. You are seeing why the public respects nurses greatly and the critical role we play in keeping the nation's population safe. So as you leave us for the rest of your journey, and you're feeling some uncertainty about the way things evolved in your nursing education, remember this: we believe in you. You are enough. I'll say that again, you are enough. As the system gets tough and throws more at you, please remember that you are smart, you are strong, you are capable, you are beautiful, and you are enough. So go out, make us proud, and never forget where you came from. You are a UNLV Rebel Nurse. Congratulations.
Well, good day. My name is Colonel Linda Hegman, and I am thrilled and honored to be your commencement speaker today. So I want to be the first to congratulate you on a job well done to the graduating class of 2020. So it was 27 years ago when my nursing career began, and I remember listening to the nurses speak at various conferences and workshops, and through their introductions, they would say how many years of experience and all the accomplishments they had done. Some had worked 15, 20, 25 years or more, and I was in awe and inspired that someday that might be me. Well, I intently listened to their career paths and what made them nursing experts in the hopes that one day I would follow in their footsteps. So my story began before I became a nurse. I joined the Marine Corps many years ago, and of course, you know, that had nothing to do with nursing. And then transitioned to the Army National Guard, where I worked various positions in finance and postal, logistics. And it wasn't until I was age 31 that I graduated from nursing school from the University of Nebraska Medical Center. And when I graduated, there was an abundance of nurses, if you can believe that. And so no one would hire you without experience. So I pondered, well, how do you get experience if no one will hire you? Well, fortunately, I was hired eventually as a med-surg nurse, and then I went on to work oncology. And then as life circumstances would have it, I commissioned in the Air Force. And from there, I worked in a multi-service unit at Hill Air Force Base, and then traveled to Las Vegas, Nevada, again, many years ago, and working as a labor and delivery nurse out at Nellis Air Force Base. And I'd always wanted to be an advanced practice nurse, and so I had the opportunity to become a women's health nurse practitioner. I got my degree from Arizona State University. I did a few more assignments, and then after that, my true passion was to become a family nurse practitioner. So I was afforded an opportunity to get my postmaster's at the University, Syracuse University of the Health Sciences back in Bethesda. So my leadership opportunities were also sprinkled with different opportunities throughout my career. So an element leader, flight commander, a master clinician in women's health. I did a few assignments as a chief nurse, and now most recently I'm the deputy group commander at Nellis Air Force Base at the 99th Medical Group. And of course, you know, my education, it took me from my BSN to a master's, postmaster's, and I did graduate with my DNP right here from UNLV in 2017. So I know the footsteps that you have traveled, and it has well prepared me for the challenges both clinically and for my executive leadership, as I know it will prepare you. So as I reflect back on my nursing path, one of the things that has kept me grounded is my why. And so what is my why? Well, it is God, family, my Air Force core values. And that's what's kept me grounded throughout the years. Integrity, service before self, and excellence in all that we do. So as you begin your journey, ask yourself, what is your why? Some of the pearls I've learned along the way in my nursing journey can be summed up in 4 concepts. So first, build your foundation. There is never a task too small that you cannot tackle. I always say, bloom where you're planted, gain skills in whatever capacity is put before you. Be engaged and be passionate. Take everything in, and if opportunities don't present themselves, seek them out. Be the master of your own destiny. Second, be the change that you want to be. Always have an eye for quality. Always continue to be curious. Use those evidence-based practice skills that you've gained along the way that will ensure that you provide continued safe patient care. So I asked myself, how can I prevent that Swiss cheese model? How can I prevent harm? And one of the words I learned along the way is iatrogenic. Now you may already know what this means, but in case you don't, it's the harm that we cause patients as healthcare professionals. So I think of the many touch points that we have as we engage with our patients on a daily basis. How many opportunities do we have to get it right? Well, conversely, think about all the opportunities that you have to get it wrong. So in your busy days, I want you to step back, take a moment, observe, and reflect on the processes that you do to make sure that you have a positive impact in the care that you deliver. So third, be a lifelong learner. I think of when I grew up, and again, I'm probably dating myself, but we had cassette players. And so for some, you probably don't even know what a cassette player is. Okay, and so nowadays we have iPads and iPods, Androids, live streaming, but tomorrow all things might be very different. And so we have to be ready for those changes. So in 2009, Brendan Morocco, this fine young gentleman, he was a 26-year-old infantryman, and he lost all 4 limbs when he went to Iraq. So after a very grueling 3 years of rehab and reconstruction, he was the recipient of bilateral arm transplants. And this was done by the innovation of a surgical team through Johns Hopkins University. Well, who would have thought that that would have even been possible? So as we continue to leverage our current technology and our artificial intelligence, who knows, maybe artificial intelligence will replace what we do. But I always want you to be thinking about how can we adapt to those changes for the future. And last, I want you to think about striking a balance. One study surveyed 600 nurses, and of those, nearly half were thinking about quitting the profession. So how do we prepare ourselves to combat the stressors of nursing? We meet our patients at their most vulnerable times, when they are the sickest, and sometimes in their darkest hours. And so in order to be prepared to take care of them, we have to be prepared to take care of ourselves. So staying resilient, it is a skill, but it's a skill that can be accomplished. It can be accomplished through optimism, trust, empathy, being mindful, and having a good coping strategy, as well as staying connected. Staying connected to the things that keep you solid, to family, to friends, to your values, to each other. So this is a very special year in nursing. We have celebrated 200 years, the birth of the lady with the lamp, Florence Nightingale. And the World Health Organization has designated this year as the Year of the Nurse and Midwives. So in this virtual atmosphere, I know that I'm not talking to you in the audience right now, but pretend that I am. And so I want you to take a look to your right, take a look to your left. And what do you see? Because you know what I see? I see the nursing leaders of tomorrow. And we have been particularly challenged this year. We have gone through our COVID, and we've also gone through many things with social unrest. And so what I truly believe is that you will be the next generation that will find a way to solve COVID. You will be, through your compassion and caring, the solution that will heal our racial divide. So go forward in your journey, and as you do, I just ask that you never forget your why. And so with that, celebrate today, Godspeed on your future endeavors, and I thank you for your time.
Good day. My name is Dr. Susan Van Buge, and I am an RN member of the Nevada State Board of Nursing. On behalf of the Board of Nursing, I give you heartfelt congratulations on your academic achievements. I would like to share the board's mission statement with you. The mission of the Nevada State Board of Nursing is to protect the health, safety, and welfare through effective nursing regulation. It is a government agency established by Nevada law to protect from unsafe practices by nursing. We are a 7-member board that has been appointed by the governor. If you are a new nurse or a nurse who has continued with new credentials or training, we salute you. Nursing is a noble profession and one highly regarded in our community, the nation, and the world. According to Gallup, Americans' rating of the most ethical and honest professions puts nursing at the top, a place that nursing has held for 18 consecutive years. With this comes great responsibility. As you begin your career, change career paths, or are simply gaining more knowledge through formal education, go forth with the pride of the title nurse. Continue to learn, grow, and emulate the professional standards we have instilled in you. If you have questions regarding nursing regulation, contact the board staff so that they may assist you. Or take time to visit our new and improved website to review statute and regulation pertaining to your license. On behalf of the Nevada State Board of Nursing, I congratulate you on your academic achievements and wish for you to go forward in good speed.
Hello, my name is Teresa Prowse, and I'm honored to speak on behalf of the graduating DNP class of 2020. Traditionally, the commencement speech provides insight on experiences and lessons learned throughout the course of study. However, it has been difficult to distill thoughts of graduation in any cogent order. Undoubtedly, the lack of clarity can be attributed to this tumultuous time, and it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge the outcry of inequities and how COVID-19 has impacted our lives. Graduating in the midst of a pandemic will have enduring implications. It would be easy to envision a default future unless there is hope and positive change. Dr. Mary Nara, who also received her doctorate degree this spring, provided a quote by Howard Lindsay defining an optimist as a person who thinks the future is uncertain. It reminds us to be open to possibilities and suggests that we expand our horizons and consider the unknown in a positive way, offering a sense of empowerment and influence over the future. I grew up in a military family. We moved and I changed schools often. The majority of my childhood was spent outside of the United States. I am familiar with uncertainty, not knowing when the next move would be or to where. However, through uncertainty, I learned to adapt. Adapt to a new culture, to new surroundings and new friends. Some may find it disheartening that we will not be hooded in a traditional ceremony. I also feel a loss of sense of accomplishment. However, today is still a milestone event, one in which we will adapt. Our world will never be the same, but the reality is, it was never going to stay the same. To the BSN and MSN graduates, a few words from Dr. Sarah Derezda, also of the spring 2020 DNP cohort. I learned very quickly there was grace in my colleagues, family, and more importantly, the professors throughout the doctoral journey. So if you're thinking about obtaining your DNP, begin the first few steps. It's not the destiny, it's the journey. Much gratitude to my parents and husband who have always believed in me, and to those who provided content for this speech. I hope it provided you with meaning and a sense of unity. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Leo Bustilaga said, "Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest accomplishment, or the smallest act of caring, all which have the potential to turn a life around." When I got accepted in nursing school after 2018, after the experience of taking care and losing my dad, I got accepted into a cohort of like-minded people that share a similar passion. I gained a second family. When the program started, I had no idea what a wonderful world I would be incorporated into. In nursing school, I have met the kindest, most compassionate students, truly a community of loving people who work to be the best they can be and contributing to bettering patients' lives and turning lives around. This cohort of students works to provide small acts of caring that contribute to wonderful patient care. Even through challenging times, we communicate over group meetings on Zoom and even share encouraging messages on GroupMe. We find ways to unite, come together, and work together for a common goal of being nurses and truly making a difference in the world. After school, there will be challenges too. However, working throughout nursing school has shown that with dedication, persistence, and teamwork, that when working together, our mind can conquer problems. Everyone in their own way contributes a unique set of skills into the nursing world and will continue to after graduation.
On behalf of the Dean and the School of Nursing faculty, it is my pleasure to present the history of the nursing pin. My name is Dr. Mary Bonmas. I'm an associate professor in residence here at the UNLV School of Nursing. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored tradition celebrating student scholarship and achievement and the transition from student to professional nurse. This ceremony is performed at virtually every nursing program in the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Actually, the pinning ceremony can be traced back to the Crusades of the 12th century. The Knights of the Order of the Hospital of St. John the Baptist provided care to the sick or injured crusaders. As new monks were initiated into the order, a ceremony was performed where the monk vowed to take care of the crusaders and was given a Maltese cross to place on their clothing, indicating that the monk's vow was to care for or nurse the soldiers. The more modern pinning ceremony dates back to a ceremony in 1855 when Florence Nightingale was awarded the Red Cross of St. George by Queen Victoria in recognition of her service to care for injured and infirm soldiers during the Crimean War, which occurred during the previous year of 1854. Nightingale then translated her ceremony into awarding a Medal of Excellence to her brightest graduates. The Nightingale School of Nursing also awarded badges to nurses as they completed their program, with the awarding of badges later replaced by the awarding of a school pin. Depicted here is a 1912 version of the Nightingale pin. Now, each school of nursing has its own pin design, which is a method of rapidly identifying fellow graduates around the world. Each pin is unique and is intended to proclaim values, ideals, or other individualized commitments of the school. Pictured here is our School of Nursing pin. While a nursing school's pin design rarely changes, the pin you will receive is not the first design from the UNLV School of Nursing. The first design was used in 1965, as our program was an extension of UNR's program. Pictured here are the first graduates of that program, and here, the first pinning ceremony. As our nursing program evolved to a BSN program separate from UNR, a new nursing pin was professionally designed in honor of the UNLV School of Nursing Baccalaureate program, and the old pin was retired. Nurses received this pin at the completion of their baccalaureate program. The round pin of our BSN graduates now receive is the pin that was first given to those early generic baccalaureate students, and now you will be counted among the nearly 5,000 nursing alumni from the UNLV School of Nursing. Congratulations, graduates. As graduates of the UNLV School of Nursing, wear your pin with pride, professionalism, and dedication. As the undergraduate students now join our profession of nurse colleagues by wearing their pin, our entire faculty congratulate you. And as you wear the pin and go out into the world as graduates of UNLV, go forward and do great things.